My name is Luis Hess. I came to the Dominican Republic in 1939. I was a refugee in Paris, France. The only country that granted me visa was the Dominican Republic. I didn't know anything about this country.
Yeah, this was the only country in the whole world they opened the door to the Jew community.
The beginning of the story was a horrible condition in Europe. But I think one of the things about Sosua is that there was light at the end of the tunnel. There was some hope. Those people who were saved lived, I think, happy lives. I was born in Shanghai, China. My parents were refugees there from the Second World War, and we came to the Dominican Republic in 1947.
They left on the last train that allowed men, Jewish men, to leave Vienna.
There was no anti-Semitism or anything. Here everybody could practice whatever they wanted.
At that time, this country had a dictator.
Trujillo, as most people know, was a dictator from 1931 to 1961. He was extremely racist. He could not tolerate black people. There is even a document that he massacred some 60,000 Haitians. However, he was very prone to bring in immigrants from European countries or other white people that might come in order to whiten the race.
Trujillo gave 100,000 visa. Only 700 people came.
So instead of thousands coming, just 700 came because they had to pass a classification process.
I think Dorsa came about because they were a Jewish institution in New York that was trying to save Jews. And after the conference in Evian, where the Dominican Republic would allow Jews to come here, the Dorsa set up a project in which they were trying to finance the coming of the Jews to the Dominican Republic. The Jews came in groups, and these are the different groups that came. You can see up to 1947, which is the group where I came in, which was the group from Shanghai. The community started in 1940.
When they came here, was nothing here.
And when the war was over, many of them actually left. It was a primitive community, but they have houses, businesses, and it was a working community. Had a hospital, had a school, had a synagogue.
The synagogue was built in 1940, the same year when they arrived.
You have to remember, it was hard, very hard times. He gave each one a cow and a donkey to work the land, to till the land, but it was very arid.
They tried many different businesses, but none of them really worked out. They finally ended up just in the dairy and in the meat industry. They formed first a cooperative and then a shareholding company.
I had a dairy farm for about 40 years with very good success. I made a good living.
But some people couldn't take Sosua, so some moved to Santo Domingo, and most left the country.
These are my parents. They couldn't stand the climate here. They just stayed 3 years in Sosua. They went to the United States, to New York.
I think it was more for, professional reasons. People wanted to improve their status and work as in their areas, not as farmers.
20 years, 25 years ago was a beautiful country, a beautiful town. Now it's too much noise and corruption, and we lose the Sosua, the old Sosua.
From a population of almost 700 at the end of World War II, 10 years later there were 150. And today there's, probably 15 or 20.
Pa' que lo sigan bailando. ¿Cómo va a ser? A llorar.
I don't know if I told you, I'm 100 years old. I'm the oldest resident of Sosua.